Welcome to Ask a Therapist, a show where qualified therapists stop by to answer all your questions. We got a question from Jerry, and this one is quite heavy. She says, how do you set or communicate boundaries with your mother as an adult child still living at home at 27? So she gave some context. She said, I'd earlier moved out and was working and had a pretty good job. I was basically independent, but got in an accident and my partner passed away. I lost a pregnancy in the accident. She battled some depression. She says, unfortunately, we lost everything after the burial of my partner because the family took everything, including my car and my house. So I moved back home and my mom took really good care of me. But now the way they relate with my dad is very triggering. He has other women outside and my mom is just being drained both financially and physically because even her health is going downhill. He doesn't cook or clean anything. I'm pretty much the maid in the house at this point because if my mom doesn't cook and I don't, he will literally stay hungry and later come tell my mom in the evening that he's being mistreated because I haven't cooked. Mind you, I do a few remote jobs online, mostly at night. So during the day, I'm either asleep or at my other job, yet I'm expected to cook and clean for this man who is mistreating my mom. She doesn't see it. She's those people of I have to cook for my husband and clean or I'm not being a good wife. So even when she's sick or in literal physical pain and my dad suddenly craves for arrowroot or plantains, she will move heaven on earth to make sure he gets it, but he does nothing for her. I really don't get it and I want to know how to not let them continue hurting me. And I acknowledge that no one can hurt you if you don't let them. So now how do I set this boundary or at least communicate that this is really affecting me because I'm just watching her health deteriorate every day. She's becoming worse and worse and she's still in denial. She's actually pushing for them to get married. So I bet it was like, maybe it was not a formal marriage. Okay. So do I advocate for boundaries and communicate my needs or do I just move out and go no contact? That is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
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 What do you think from reading it?
Whew, I was just like, my goodness,
Yeah.
there's so many layers that I'm like,
Yeah.
did you manage to moon your partner? Did you manage to moon your pregnancy first, like as a you? And then I really sympathize for people having to navigate life and like life's traumas while living in a toxic environment. Like I empathize, but I'm always like, respect to you because I don't know how that must be such like a juggling act you're doing. Yeah, so really I just empathize with you, Jerry. I feel like that is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure your mom's issue should be your issue, but I can appreciate that that's your mother, so you feel something.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? But ultimately, she's an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do feel a bit of that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I also really do empathize with her because
Yeah.
she's currently going through a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And first of all, I think it's important that she acknowledges that she is actually going through a lot. The fact that she mentioned she's an adult, who is still living, an adult child who is living at home, perhaps also means that she has some sort of shame with the fact that she's living at home. So, first off, I'd like to ask Jerry to validate her feelings. She has a lot that is going on with the fact that she had a stable job, she lost her job, she had to go back home. She lost her partner, she lost her pregnancy, grief that she also needs to validate her feelings and focus. I would encourage her to actually put up boundaries with her mom. Yeah, with the fact that she's at home does not necessarily mean that she has to be doing everything that is happening at home. And boundaries do not always have to be hard. There are soft boundaries and there are hard boundaries. When there is abuse, then you put in the hard boundaries. But if it is with people you actually love, you can put in soft boundaries. So for her mom, she might not understand that whatever Jerry is going through could be overwhelming.
Yeah.
So she needs to communicate that to her. But she can only communicate that to the level that she understands how her feelings are. emotional. Choosing to take care of herself does not mean that she's abandoning her mom. She needs to be able to separate herself from this situation, because she can only control whatever she can. Her mother's choices are beyond her control, and so her choice to stay in that marriage, and also her choice not to speak up, is beyond Jerry's control, and therefore she should accept it and support as someone who is on the outside. Give love and support to her mom, but also while taking care of herself.
Protecting yourself,
Protecting herself, because she's uncomfortable with taking care of the dad, especially. Maybe she can begin with that and choose not to serve the dad, because she's not supposed to even serve the dad. So she can communicate in a soft way and tell her mom that this is how she feels, and she's not comfortable with continuing to serve the dad, especially with the fact that he abuses her
mom.
I would also recommend that she comes up with a solid future plan, because it is better if she's okay. So moving out and her seeking professional support and help can make her mentally okay in a way that she can support her mom, but she cannot control her mom's decisions.
And that's a tough pill to swallow for like a lot of us. It's like, oh, I just want better for you. Like, why can't you can I just like drug you out of this house and let's move out? But that's an adult who has autonomy over their decisions. And you also, I found like even with parents, you came from them, you've spent a great percentage of your life with them, but there's still so much about them you don't know that drives what it is they do, and that you will never know. And you just have to be at peace knowing that, okay, I'll never know, I'll never understand all your decisions, and like I may want a different decision for you, but something's driving you there. I also, maybe we could speak to, sometimes I found that with me, and I'm not saying this is the case for Jerry, but like sometimes when there are heavy emotions for me to feel internally about things I have experienced, I run away from them, and then I go to fix somebody else's stuff, because that keeps me busy. And I'm not even like consciously doing it. It's not like I'm sitting up in my room being like, okay, step one, ask Daisy what's wrong with her and like go in and fix it. I just kind of like would find I would be doing that and having this savior complex and like rescuer complex. And when I sat with it was like, oh, it's because you don't want to sit with this heavy thing you're carrying. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes, Adele, at this point you should be a therapist.
I asked you about going to school. Hey.
Yes, it is very possible. Sometimes how our brain functions is that we come up with defense mechanisms. And so with a lot of what is happening emotionally, it could be that her brain is protecting her from feeling it by now focusing on the mom and the issues that are going on with her mom, ignoring the fact that perhaps there are issues that I also need to address within myself. If that is the case, then she needs probably to get support, professional support.
Because that's heavy. And Jerry, we wish you all the best, and we're pretty sure that you can navigate this. That's all for this episode. If you have a question to ask a therapist, please drop it in our question form. A link to it is in the show notes. Catch you next week for the next episode of Ask a Therapist.